Hi, this is Steve Chambers of KFP Total IT Solutions. I'm Head of Sales and Marketing. Welcome to today's latest vlog on our core services, where we focus on one of our core services and do a quick session on that particular service. Just before I start, just to give everybody that isn't already familiar with KFP, just a sort of brief snapshot of who we are. Been established since 2013, a retail specialist in the market, and we've got vendor relationships with all of the major players in retail, multiple relationships in place to assist our clients. Been established for around about 20 years, and through that period we're able to supply and source 25,000 plus products to assist our retail clients. And of course we have excellent levels of service. Our SLA is typically over 95% for most of our customers, so we really are a quality driven business. Fully accredited, so we're PCI compliant for PED rollouts and those sorts of technologies, safe contractor approved, and ISO 9001 registered for all of our project management and operational type functions. Now, in terms of our services, we do offer a life cycle of services for all of our retail customers. So whether we're providing new store openings, refits, technology rollouts, retail technology deployments, all those sorts of things, we have key services in all of those operations. And of course, before we even get to the store, we have all sorts of value add functions such as warehouse and logistics, PCI compliance within our warehouse to store PEDs and payment devices in a secure and controlled way. Obviously, I mentioned hardware procurement a few moments ago, and things like complementary services such as structured cabling, voice over IP services, and those types of functions to give that extra piece of value in store. This all falls under the infrastructure umbrella in your store locations. So from the moment you walk through the front door, based on the technology that you're looking to deploy, we can assist with those technology implementations across your store fleet in Europe. So today's vlog is focusing on de-installation services, and what we mean by that is a number of our customers have a store footprint across Europe that's forever changing, so that they're always opening stores, closing stores, refitting stores, relocating stores, to suit the market, to suit trends and suit demands. And when we close a store for a customer for whatever reason, that needs to be properly planned. Obviously there's technology involved, there's access control involved, there's data documentation, planning, project management, all those sorts of facets come into a successful de-installation. And we as a business, for most of our customers, we do this long term. We've got long-term relationships with most of our core customers. So we have a raft of documentation that will support us in a decommission for any one of our customers. But of course, we always start a de-installation process with a site survey. Now, we know generally what's in stores for most of our customers. We deployed most of the technology in these stores. So we can refer to past implementation documentation to give us that support. But obviously, intricacies such as access to the building, access to the shopping centre, to the outlet centre, planning and permits, those types of things that need to be addressed means that we need to plan the whole decommission properly. So it always starts with a survey so we can collect all the information. So when our engineers arrive on site on the pre-agreed day, we have the right permits, the right policies in place, the right access to the building, the right timings, etc., to make sure that we can achieve our goal. So once we're on site, obviously we're decommissioning all of the IT and installing the IT, securely packaging that technology so that we can transport it back to our warehouse. And at that point, we're providing an inventory of what we've taken out of the store so that we can report back to the client. Now, when the equipment arrives back in our warehouse, our next job is to then obviously go through all of that equipment, inventorize it, serialize it, document it, so we can again report on the quantities and the technology that we have. But then, just as importantly, we need to be able to make sure that this equipment is going to be ready for future use when our customers are looking to redeploy into a future store, whether it be a new store, a refitted store, or a relocated store. So at that point, once we have the equipment back on site, we go through a thorough testing and a sort of warranty check on all the technology to make sure that when it's put back into usable stock, we know it's going to be working, we know it's going to be available on the system, we know its location, and we can accurately report that back to the customer. So the whole de-installation process is a really important part of the cog in terms of the services that we offer, to make sure that a customer can rest assured that when they're looking to close a store, and they don't want their key staff managing that process, that they can trust a partner like KFP to take that burden away from them and deliver that service. So that is essentially the snip of information we want to share with you today. In terms of our coverage, of course, we're a European-wide business, so we can deliver this service not only in the UK but across mainland Europe, where most of our clients reside. So whether your stores are in just the UK or indeed in Ireland, where we have our second office in Dublin, get in touch with us, because we can supply that service right across Europe and manage that stock transportation back to the UK and report it and make it ready for future use accordingly. So why should you work with KFP? Well, for those customers that already work with us, you know how we operate and the service that we're able to provide. But you, of course, be given access to a dedicated account and project management team. So whenever you're planning these sorts of services, you can be sure that they will be delivered on time and on budget. Retail expertise is the key one. Obviously, we specialize in retail. That's all we do. We're not one of these businesses that have multifaceted industries that we work in. We are completely aligned to retail. It's the area that we specialize in, and as a result, we can deliver a very, very tailored service for that market. And as I mentioned at the top end of this vlog, we're all about service. So our SLA performances within our existing client base is above 95%. Is how we're measured against our contracts, and because of that, we're able to brag that we can provide a very dedicated service for your retail outlets. I hope that was of use. We will record a number of these sessions to go over our core services on an ongoing basis. So feel free to check our website, our LinkedIn profiles to look out for the next available slot.